So, hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about opportunities for pharmacists in Australia and New Zealand. My name is Dr. Akram. So, I'm an Indian pharmacist, completed my diploma in pharmacy, Bachelor of Pharmacy, pharmd PB from India, and PhD from University of Sydney. So, I'm currently working as a pharmacy practice lecturer here. So, around 11 years of teaching experience in India, Malaysia, in Australia. Now, last several years, I'm guiding the students to migrate to Australia and New Zealand. So today is the opportunities for you to ask any questions or any doubt you have at the end of this webinar. You can ask me directly one-on-one, or you can type your questions in the chat box so I can read and give the answer. Question can be asked in your own language, local language in Malayalam you can ask, or in English you can ask, or maybe if you know Hindi also you can ask, okay? So academically, the organization of Australia, we are providing the assistance for all healthcare professionals to migrate to Australia, like medical doctors, dentists, pharmacists, nurses, lab technicians, physiotherapists, and so on. So any healthcare professional want to work in another country, so they need to complete some process in order to register themselves as a registered healthcare practitioner or registered pharmacist. I can say you are a pharmacist here, right? So academically, we provide the assistance to complete all these steps so easily you can migrate to your dream country. So this is myself, is about, as I mentioned, I did my PhD from University of Sydney. So academically, basically provide the two assistance. Two services we provide. First is the study abroad. So if you want to do study in MS or master degree in Australia, we can help you to get it in your admission. But personally, I do not recommend to anyone come on a study visa because this is one of the very expensive process. You have to pay the 2-year fees around 30 to 50 lakh Indian rupees, and then you have to again very difficult to find a job. Then you have to write again the same exam to become a pharmacist in Australia. The second option for you to complete your registration process in Australia, and easily you can find a job and PR visa. So we will help you to complete this process. So I'm basically going to go through for this process, how you can register yourself as a pharmacist in Australia, what are the steps you need to take. So for pharmacist, pharmacist, first of all, in Australia does not require to have any work experience. So if you have zero work experience, you can start your process. Okay, experience is not mandatory for Australia. So you can apply as a retail pharmacist, or you also can apply as a hospital pharmacist. So there is some steps you need to complete in order to migrate to Australia. The first step called initial skill assessment, also called document verification. Okay, so first step you have to complete document verification with Australian Pharmacy Council. We will complete this process. You just need to provide us your documents. And next step, basically the KAPS exam you need to write. And we will provide you the coaching for this exam. This is a really very easy exam in pharmaceutical sciences. The name itself called Knowledge Assessment of Pharmaceutical Sciences. So we will provide you a coaching for 3 months for this exam. So easily you can pass this exam. And then number 3 is the IELTS exam, OET and PT exam. You also need to write this exam. So we will also provide you a coaching for this exam. So easily you can pass the exam. Okay. And same for hospital pharmacists. Retail hospital pharmacists have the same steps, all these 3 steps. But someone is working in pharmaceutical industry, they also can migrate to Australia. They need 2-year work experience. Okay. Or if you are working as a pharmacy technician, they need at least 1-year experience after your bachelor degree. So these are the 3 visa Australia government give. One is for pharmacists. Pharmacists, maybe you are a retail pharmacist or hospital pharmacist or industrial pharmacist or pharmacy technician. So very easy process, I can say, for the pharmacist is the very easiest. There's a high number of visa for pharmacists and a high chance to get a job. 90% jobs are available in Australia for retail pharmacists or hospital pharmacists only.
Sir, both clinical pharmacist and hospital pharmacists are same?
Clinical pharmacist is different, but clinical pharmacist you cannot work. Clinical pharmacists need to pass another exam called BCPS exam or another exam called in Australia SHPA. Then only you can become a clinical pharmacist.
I am currently pursuing my Form D in India.
PharmD cannot give you a title clinical pharmacy. It is just a degree. Even someone did a
Okay.
PhD in clinical pharmacy or pharmacy practice, so he cannot call himself as a clinical pharmacist. Someone has to certify you that you are a clinical pharmacist. You cannot say that claim you just did PharmD. I also did PharmD. I know very well. Okay, this is the main problem in Indian students. I will guide you regarding this clinical pharmacist. How you can become a clinical pharmacist later on. First, you basically become a pharmacist, and then you have to register yourself. There is separate training to become a clinical pharmacist. Okay, directly you cannot become a clinical pharmacist. So there is no visa, there is no separate occupation for clinical pharmacist in Australia. Even in Australia and worldwide, mostly the high income countries, no visa in Canada also, separate visa. There is no Canada separate visa for clinical pharmacist. The category only the pharmacist, whether you are a retail pharmacist, hospital pharmacist, industrial pharmacist, all these things are called pharmacist. There is no clinical pharmacist. Clinical pharmacist is the higher, I can say that, like, the rank in clinical pharmacy. So in that you have to earn that clinical pharmacy title. For that you need to attend certain classes and pass the exam to become a clinical pharmacist. In Australia, anyone can become a clinical pharmacist, whether it is a bachelor of pharmacy or master of pharmacy or pharmd. Okay, anyone can, but you have to pass separate exam for that to become a clinical pharmacist. So Australia basically provide the exams, visa for these occupations: retail pharmacist, hospital pharmacist, industrial pharmacist, or pharmacy technician. Okay, and so 90% jobs are available in the retail pharmacy or hospital pharmacy, not in the industrial pharmacy or retail pharmacy. Okay, and university lecturer also can migrate, but very low number of vacancies here because only 8 pharmacy college offer pharmacy education in Australia. So number of vacancies for lecture very very low. So maximum they need pharmacists to work in hospital pharmacy and retail pharmacy only. So these are the 3 steps you need to complete. First, the initial skill assessment or KAPS exam, or then English. So what are the difference in the Australia and New Zealand? So Australia provide, I mean, as I mentioned, zero experience you can apply for Australia, but New Zealand required 1 year work experience. Okay, and there is a unlimited attempt for Australia to write the exam, but New Zealand have only 2 attempts to write the exam. And New Zealand is a very small country as compared to Australia, so Australia is a highly recommended country to migrate currently, and they are giving a lot of visa, a lot of jobs are available in Australia. So for skill assessment, we need your degrees, minimum whether you did B Pharm or PharmD, need your degree, and then transcript. You must be a registered pharmacist in the State Pharmacy Council, and passport, national ID, birth certificate, passport size photograph, all these documents we need to submit your skill assessment to Australian Pharmacy Council. And for this, they will also charge you the fees around 1310 AUD Australian dollar. Okay. So all the basically the process completed by a Australian Pharmacy Council. The next step, you have to pass this KAPS exam, knowledge assessment of pharmaceutical sciences. The fees you need to pay for this 2230 Australian dollar to the government. And first of all, no negative marking in this exam. And passing marks required 50%. So really very easy exam as compared to other exams like PBC for Canada, even GPAT in India also. They are more tough than this KAPS exam. So KAPS exam mostly they will ask you in the 4 domains: pharmaceutics, pharmacotherapy, chemistry, pharmacology, and physiology. So these are the 4 domains they will ask you the questions. And paper 1 they will ask pharmaceutical chemistry and pharmacology. And paper 2 pharmaceutics and pharmacotherapy. Okay, and these 2 papers you need to write in the same day. So for example, in the morning 9 to 11 there's a paper 1, 2 hour, 100 multiple choice question they will give you, and you just need to score 50%. Then there is a 1 hour gap. Then you have to go for part two, paper two. Paper two, they will ask you again for pharmaceutics, 100 questions, 2 hour time, 50% marks you required to pass this exam, and no negative marking. So you can attend all 100 questions, even if you don't know the answer. You can guess the answer. So the time will take 2 to 3 weeks once you give the exam, and then once you pass this exam, then you are eligible to apply the PR visa. So exam centers currently in India, there are 8 exam center: Delhi, Noida, Gurgaon, Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai. And in the exam, they conduct it yearly 3 times, like March, July, and November. So yearly 3 times they conduct this KAPS exam. So around 90% student pass from exam. This is the news published by Pharma Tutor recently. So we have very high track record to pass KAPS exam from academically. And this is the English requirements. So you can go for IELTS academic, OET, or PT academic. PT needs 65 score, OET need B or 350, or IELTS required 7 band individual. Okay. And for industrial pharmacist, again, no need to write pharmacy exam, but difficult to find a job. Not many jobs are available in Australia for industrial pharmacists. Maximum jobs available in the retail pharmacy or in the hospital pharmacy. Same for technicians. You must have 1 year experience. You can apply as a technician as well. And then these are the PR visa you can apply, like 190491. Or these are the 3 work visa also you are eligible to apply. So many students basically, especially from Kerala, they ask me this doubt because a lot of agents are there in Kerala. They are saying that you must need basically sponsor. So sponsor not needed. The government will itself will give you the PR visa. A sponsor only needed for the work visa. So I'm not recommended to anyone come on work visa. You can come basically on directly on PR visa with your family to Australia. So first job, you have to work as an intern pharmacist for 12 months. And then you can work as a community pharmacist or hospital pharmacist. Yes. So now is the question, how you can become a clinical pharmacist. Okay. So many students, is a conception that because they did pharmd, so they are a clinical pharmacist. Okay. But worldwide, this is not true. So to become a clinical pharmacist, now you need separate certification. So you need to pass BCPS from US to become a clinical pharmacist worldwide. Or if you want to become clinical pharmacist in Australia, then there's a body called SHPA. SHPA, Hospital or Society of Australia. Okay, SHPA. Society of Hospital Pharmacists of Australia, SHPA. They provide separate training. Once you become a pharmacist in Australia, then part-time in evening, you will attend few classes, recorded sessions, and pass that exam. Then you can become a clinical pharmacist in Australia. Okay. So this is the process to become a clinical pharmacist in Australia. So average time will take to complete all this process 6 months to 1 year, or the salary will be to 120,000 Australian dollar per year, or if I convert it into Indian rupees, around 3 to 5 lakh per month you can earn easily as a pharmacist in Australia. So these are some of the reviews, especially she is our student from Kerala. This is from Tamil Nadu, and this is from North India. There are so many students from academically already passed exam. And Siva already in your, he's here, so you can note down his number. You can ask him any questions you have. Maybe you can ask him Malayalam, any questions you have. So now I will take some of your questions, so you can ask me any questions you have. Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Sir, tell me about in oral exam and written test.
So written exam basically nothing but it is just a jurisprudence exam in India. So it is an open book exam. You can see open. You can see the answer. Okay, you can see the answer on Google. So no one failed in that exam. 99% students passed that exam. Another exam called oral exam. So this is a basically you are doing internship. So whatever you are doing internship, so there will be a one mentor for you. He will guide you for this exam. And academically, we'll also provide the separate coaching for that exam if you need. So we will help you to become a until you become a registered pharmacist. Okay, it is not just a caps. We will help you to pass.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Yes, please. Next question.
Good evening, sir. I am pursuing pharmd from India. So my question is, I am focusing my career in clinical research. So in clinical research, sir, how to build a career in Australia?
There is
Can you
no
tell me?
visa for clinical research, first of all. So if you want to migrate Australia, you can only migrate Australia as a pharmacist. You need to pass the exam and come to Australia. Once you are landed in Australia, if you want to work in clinical research or pharmacovigilance, you can work. Whatever you want, you can do once you are in Australia. So there is no PR visa or visa for clinical research. So don't waste your time in clinical research or those things. You are a pharmacist, so you can migrate as a pharmacist, whether it is Australia, Canada, Ireland, US. Okay, you cannot migrate in these countries basically as a clinical professional. They will not give you the PR visa. Yes, once
Sir,
you
as a
got PR
pharmaceutical
visa,
researcher,
hmm,
sir, as a pharmaceutical researcher, if I want to focus on pharmaceutical research,
then you can
then what?
complete PhD. You have to complete PhD. There is a long queue for PhD. I can give you one example. University of Sydney, I did my PhD. So we was a 116 student, 116 student complete PhD every year from University of Sydney. So this is not like, very easy. You guys think that, okay, we can get in a job. Because they need basically pharmacists. So Australia, basically always Australia, Canada, the high income countries, they give the occupations list. They need these are the occupations because they need these professionals. They will give the visa. Apart from this, if you are doing anything else, very difficult to survive. Even in Australia, I started academically. I was doing my PhD, so there was no option after PhD to get PR visa. We also need to pass the same exam, CAPS, to get the visa. So that's why I know this exam, if I complete after B Pharm, then there's no need to do my pharmd or PhD. Easily I can get the PR. That's why I started this academically. Okay, so many students do not know these things. So once you got PR visa in Australia, then if you want to do um, MD in doctor, if you want to become a doctor, you can. Or if you want to do MPhil or PhD, you can do in Australia easily. Or if you want to work in clinical research or medical research, pharmacovigilance, you can. But research jobs basically a temporary job. This is not a permanent solution anywhere in the world. So if you did your PhD, then you have to work as a postdoc for some years. So this is like 2 years, 3 years, then you have to find permanent job. As I mentioned earlier, after PhD, you only have the option to work as a academician or a teacher in pharmacy college. And number of pharmacy colleges are very, very low. That's why they need pharmacists. Every year they need 3,000 pharmacists in Australia. They does not need any, higher degree holder. They are not need any researchers or PhD holders or lecturers. They're producing enough numbers of those things.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Sir,
you.
after registering as a pharmacist in Australia, can we get jobs, sir? What is the scope of pharmacists?
Yes, 100%. What is the doubt in this? If you go in our channel, so there is so many interviews I have conducted with some of my students. Those are passed with us. Okay. So one of the students recently he got visa within I think 3 weeks, and he got job also in 3 weeks, and he got basically accommodation for free accommodation for 3 years. So he is working. He is a pharmd student basically. He is working as a retail pharmacist in Victoria currently.
அதுக்குதான் சொல்றேன் நானும் அந்த இறங்கி போய் கிளியர் பண்ணி விடுவோம் வண்டியை நீ வண்டி ஓட்டலாம்.
And regarding visa, sir, I have recently graduated from the 2022. I worked as a medical coder for 6 months, sir. Can we we have any experience particular? There is no experience, right, sir, for registering pharmacist?
Yes, no need. That's why I already mentioned that someone is working pharmacovigilance, clinical research, medical writing, medical coding, regulatory affairs. This kind of just not exist, especially in this high income country. There is no visa for these occupations. So visa, you will pass the exam, get the visa, and once you land in Australia, even you can find a job as a medical coder also.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Yes, any other question, please? And please here, this is my channel. So we always make videos. Yes, can you please repeat again?
Sir, we are having few questions in the chat box. If you could address them, it would be great, sir.
As I mentioned, this is like all the students are PharmD or no one is here, the B Pharm student. So
I
Pharm,
think all of them are PharmD students. Bharat, if you are there, can you please confirm this once?
Sir, a few are B forms, sir.
okay, okay. So basically, this PharmD, as I mentioned, you have to show basically you are a PharmD. How you can show? You have to show your skills when you are working. So the company can increase your salary, they will give you the high salary. So there is no separate job occupation for a pharmacist or pharmd. In Australia, there is no pharmd basically. In Australia, they provide 4-year B form, and anyone completed B form, then they have to go for 1-year internship, then they can become a pharmacist. So Australia take around 5 years to become a pharmacist in Australia. Okay, anyone can become pharmacist in 5 years. So there is no such because they are not providing any courses for pharmd. Pharmd concept for US only, and they are also finding a job very difficult and passing exam and NAPLEX and all those things. So Australia is very easy. Lot of students basically from PharmD, from academically pass exam, now they are pharmacists. One girl recently, one of my students basically, she passed the exam. She's from Kerala, I remember now. She's working now in clinical research. So she passed the exam, came to Australia, complete internship, her interest to work in clinical research. Now she's working in clinical research.
So this academically will help us to just clear the KAPS exam, or else there is a job assistance also.
We provide job assistance, visa assistance, or registration assistance. So academically is not just for pharmacist academy. We are a healthcare academy. So we have hundreds of medical doctors, MBBS, MDs, dentists, pharmacists, nurses, lab technicians, physiotherapists. We provide courses for everyone. So we provide this kind of assistance for all of them. Yeah. Yes, please, next. So Vaishnavi Patil asking that is there any CGPA? So CGPA does not, they just want to check once you pass the degree, that's it. Whether it is 50%, 60%, or 90%, doesn't matter. You just need to pass this exam. The exam mandatory for everyone. Yes, Meghna, we already give you this form. You just fill this form, and this Shiva will get back to you. Uh, so we will help you to complete A to Z process. Your skill assessment or document verification we will do. You just need to provide us your scan copy of your documents only. Okay. Next step, CAP. We'll provide you the coaching to pass the CAPS. Then English. We'll provide you the coaching to pass the English. And once you pass it, we'll provide you the assistance for job, visa, and registration, all those things. So again, same question for Ranjit for PharmD, is there any high paying job? So pharmacist itself is earning here 5 lakh rupees per month. So how much you want to earn? Doctor itself are earning here 5 lakh in Australia. So you are earning equivalent to them. So in Australia, basically very high pays, I can say. You just need to work 40 hours per week for 5 days, 8 hours per day. So if you are working 6 days, you may earn more money. Okay.
May I ask a question, sir?
Yes.
Sir, can you tell us the budget we should prepare to appear in the KAPS exam and migrate in Australia? Total budget
Around 5 lakh. Around $10,000.
Including tickets and all, everything, sir.
I'm not giving you ticket. I'm giving you the to pass the exam and visa. A ticket you have to buy the ticket and all those things. If you are coming to Australia, obviously you will ask me the hotel also. I need to So you have to be when you are migrating to any country. At least you have at least 1 or 2 lakh extra money, so you can survive like 3 to 4 weeks if you are not getting any job, right?
That I'm asking, sir. Total, how much should we prepare the budget?
I mean for 5-6 lakh.
Yes.
I'm mentioning you could.
See, Abradeep, let me put this in one way. So basically, your process is divided into different steps. If you have listened to the session, you might have heard there will be first a skill assessment, then comes your examination, then comes your English test, then comes your visa processing. For each and every steps, based on the government charges, you will be paying the money to the government, right? And for academically support for the same, you will be paying the fee to the academically also. So based on your eligibility, the fee from academically will be different, but the government charges remaining the same. So an average amount an individual needs to spend for the entire process, which is till your visa processing, where you will be ready to migrate as a permanent resident to be eligible to work as a pharmacist in Australia, is going to be around 5 to 6 or maximum 7 lakh, not more than that. So the amount is purely coming on Australian dollar. The prices will be differing based on the dollar charges, which is in India, like the dollar rates in India. So, right. So if you ask us about the dollar pricing or in Australian dollar amount, it will be coming around 10,000 Australian dollars that you need to keep in your mind for this entire process. Is this clear, Abradeep?
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, Ayush.
Hello,
Yes. Hello.
sir. After completing a pharmd, we can do MS or MD in Australia.
Yes, can do. So if you want to do a MD in Australia, you can. The fee is very high, might be more than 1 CR. Okay, but once you pass this KAPS exam, become a pharmacist, you, get your PR visa, then might be you need to pay only 1/4 the fees because you are now considered as a local. So highly recommended to pass the exam, become a pharmacist in Australia, get PR visa. Then you can, if you want to do MD or MS, you can.
Sir, what's the prior experience before coming to Australia, sir?
There is no such experience need. There is no experience
Like
required.
immediately after our 6th year, we can come to Australia.
Yes. No work experience required. For New Zealand required 1 year work experience. Australia does not require any work experience.
Okay, sir. Will they provide any will they teach us what to do?
Yes, that's why they are providing you 1 year internship.
Okay. Internship will be there.
Yes, 1 year internship is there. It is a paid internship. You will get the salary around 3 to 3.5 lakh Indian rupees per month during your internship. In internship, they will teach you that what actually you need to do your work as a pharmacist in Australia.
Is this for everyone, or will find it difficulty to get the internship?
For everyone.
Like you mentioned, if you find difficult to get the job.
No, I didn't mention that difficult. I mentioned that if you go in our channel, so many students this student got in 2 week jobs, 3 weeks. If you
Okay,
go
sir.
here, just go and watch the videos, what the students are saying, how they got the job, how many days, So this guy got recently visa. This guy, he got within 45 days, he got the visa and he got job within 3 weeks. He's a pharmd student. Okay. And this is also, he's living in Sydney. So he also passed this exam from academically. This guy is from Canada. He's coming Canada to Australia. So he passed this exam after 20 years study gap in his first attempt from academically. He's a MR in Mumbai. So he passed this exam, he was very difficult to manage his time, Usually he passed this exam in his first attempt. So there's so many stories. This is Linda she's a pharmd from Kerala. She also got the visa recently without experience. And this is the Sijo Matthew. He's also from Kerala. He got the visa. So there's so many stories. Basically, if you go in our channel, you will find, a lot of other information also. Okay.
Sir, if PR is valid only certain provinces or entire Australia, sir? This PR.
This is based on which visa you are getting. So, for
Uh,
example, I'm
no,
getting
no experience means we want, sir, 491 like that.
491 is a particular state will give you the visa. You have to stay in that state for 3 years. After 3 years, you are free to go anywhere in Australia.
Okay, for that we will apply for citizenship, sir.
Yes. After you after 3 years, you are eligible to apply citizenship.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
hello.
Yes. Hello.
Sir, after completing a pharmd in India, is there any chances to become a clinical pharmacist in Australia?
You just earlier I mentioned 3 times the same question. You cannot become a clinical pharmacist based on your degree. You have to earn that title. You have to write another exam to become a clinical pharmacist. So first you need to become a pharmacist. Then you become a clinical pharmacist. For that, there is separate training from SHPA, Society of Hospital Pharmacists of Australia. They provide separate, or you need to pass BCPS. If you are working in India 2 years in any hospital, especially in the pharmacotherapy or clinical pharmacist, then you have to pass BCPS. Then only you can become a clinical pharmacist.
Sir, where we can write, sir? BP, that exam.
Yes, anywhere you can write. Even in India also you can write. It's an online exam.
After writing of that exam, we can become a clinical pharmacist.
Yes, but to migrate any country, again you need to write the exam. KAPS is mandatory.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, what do you prefer, sir? Immediately after finishing our PharmD, coming to Australia, or staying here, getting 2 years of experience, writing BCPA exam,
As soon
then
as possible, you can come Australia. That's the best way. Otherwise, waste of time. Many students think that I can go for master degree or this and that. They are doing regulatory affairs, clinical research, pharmacovigilance, and then they realize, okay, there is no scope in India. Then they think that I want to go to Australia. There's a one girl. She was working last 3 years. She's a PharmD. She was working 3 years in pharmacovigilance in IQVIA Bangalore. She's from Kerala. Then after 3 years, she realized that then she write the exam. Now she's working as a clinical pharmacist in Australia. So don't waste your time. Try to come as soon as possible, whether it is Australia or any other country.
Sir, what is the fees for academically, sir?
This is what Shiva will give you the information more. So you just, if you can
See, Valmiki, we have already circulated a feedback form in the message. You can take the same from Bharat as well. So we'll post that form once again in the group, and I am also dropping my phone number over here. You can reach out to me. See, basically, for
yes, Shiva, just give me 1 minute. Guys,
sir.
don't be like demotivated. I am saying that we want a clinical pharmacist. When I was doing my PharmD, so I also thinking like you, okay, that I can complete my PharmD, I will get salary 5 lakh rupees. I can become a clinical pharmacist in US, this and that. I was the same guy. When I complete my PharmD and went for interview, then I got salary 21,000 Indian rupees only. Okay. So then I realized, oh, this is it was basically a dream, and it's not true. The reality is different basically. So, any country you want to go, so just become a pharmacist and pursue your dream. You can become a doctor basically. You can go for MD. So just complete, pass the KAPS exam, come to Australia, get PR visa. Then if you want to go for PhD, you can, or if you want to do clinical research job, you can, clinical pharmacist, you can, or whatever you want, you can. So don't waste your time, too much time in India. Yes, Siva, you can continue.
Yes, so we have already circulated a feedback form. So I'm dropping the same once again in the chat box. So one correction, Yogita had asked me about how long does it take to prepare for KAPS. See, ideally, for the KAPS preparation, one individual should, on a bare minimum, a literal bare minimum basis, one should spend 4 months, right? And to make yourself perfect in that particular examination, right? Because there is money involvement. One thing everyone has to understand is that you are spending money, even to write the KAPS examination, around 1,30,000 rupees you are paying for the same, right? So you should write the examination only when you are ready. So ideally, 4 to 6 months would be the training period for the KAPS. And this entire process, that is starting from your first steps till getting a PR visa and being eligible to migrate to Australia, it is going to take about 9 to 1 year maximum, not more than that. Yogita, I hope that answers your query. So
And
training would be, yeah, yes, sir.
I
Please,
can
please,
also
sir,
give,
please.
this Yogita, some students pass from academically within her 2 months also. What they work very hard. So personally, I can say that if you want to pass in your first attempt, you need to study 3 hours per day for 90 days. Okay, this is the minimum require, because we provide coaching for 3 months and plus 1 month is the revision. So total 4 months. Okay, so we have a lot of mock tests. So once you complete any module, for example, CVS or GIT or respiratory, and then we will take your this you have to go for to attend a test in our system, in our platform. If your score more than 50% in your first attempt, then we will say yes, you are good to go. Okay, you can go in the exam. But if you are struggling to get 50% right, then then you have to work a little bit hard. You need more time. But I can say 3 months to 4 months is enough to pass this exam if you can study 3 to 4 hours per day. It is not very hard exam. I can give you one trick. There's 100 questions. They will ask you multiple choice, right? If you can correct 35 correct answer out of 100, I can guarantee you will pass in your first attempt, because rest of the 65 questions is left. So if you are just guessing, definitely you can correct more than 15 questions. Okay, so the passing is not that much tough this exam. Yes, if we compared with PBC really very tough exam. We also provide the coaching for PBC as well, but PBC really very tough exam because they need 60% passing. So in KAPS, the passing rate from academically 93%, but for PBC like around 18 to 20%. There is a really tough exam, that PBC. So KAPS exam is really an easy exam. If you can study 3 to 4 hours, and you guys are pharmd maximum, all of you, right? So I can say very easy for you because you are asking as a clinical pharmacist. So this is the advantage for you. You can pass. Pharmacotherapy is very, very easy for you, to pass this exam. Even this calculation, you studied 2 times. Even in the aesthetics and biopharmaceutics, you studied. So very easy for you to crack this exam as compared to B Pharm. This is the advantage for you. You studied 2 more years as compared to B Pharm. And you have a more knowledge, this pharmacotherapy, clinical pharmacy, and they will ask a lot of questions related to any case scenario based, so very easy for you to crack. I have no doubt, if you study the pharmd in your first attempt, you pass pharmd. I mean, there's no, easily you can crack this KAPS exam. KAPS exam is not that much tough exam.
Sir, KAPS is only for Australia country.
Yes, but each country have own exam. If I can give you like a small country like Dubai, they have DHA exam. If you want to work in Saudi Arabia, there is SPLE exam. If you want to work in Kuwait, MOH exam, right? So each country has their own exam. This is a KAPS exam for Australia and New Zealand. So these 2 countries, if you want to practice, you need to write KAPS exam. PBC for Canada, OSPEP for UK, NAPLEX for US, PSI for Ireland. So each country have their own exam basically.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir,
Can
after
we
getting to Australia,
start with,
when can we expect to get a PR or citizenship?
Sorry. Yeah. Once you pass this KAPS exam, then you are same day. If you pass KAPS plus English, you already passed this KAPS exam in English. Same day you are eligible to apply your PR visa. So for PR visa, there is a process. One basically you have to file EOI, expression of interest. So for example, in India we have several states, right? Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, this and that, right? So many states in India. Same in Australia, we have a 5 state plus 2 union territory. Okay. So when you pass this exam, then you have to file EOI, means expression of interest. You have to show your expression of interest in which state you want to practice, where you want to work. So you have to choose any 5 state, okay? And some of them will give you the invitation. Yes, you can come to my state, okay? And then you have to apply your visa. So this is the simple process to migrate to Australia.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Sir, which state is good giving pay for doing English?
As I mentioned, this is like central government in Australia. They already fixed the salary. So no one can give like, there's no exploitation I can say in Australia. So there is no such state can give you like high salary or low salary, but definitely you will get high salaries in the regional areas. Any state.
Sir, can we start this process while pursuing the last year of PharmD, that is in 6th year?
Yes, you are doing internship, right? So internship, yes, we have a, you can basically start English, then KAPS. But you only can sit in the exam once you registered yourself as a pharmacist in your state pharmacy council. So if you are from Kerala, for example, then you must be a registered pharmacist in Kerala State Pharmacy Council. Then only we can apply your application to state pharmacy, Australian Pharmacy Council. But you can start to prepare yourself for KAPS. English you can pass because there is a 2-year validity for that. Then you can, we will give you the access for KAPS. So KAPS we provide basically access for until you pass the exam for our material. So no need to worry. Okay. So if you join early, you will get the more time to study.
Okay, sir. Yes, I'm from Andhra Pradesh.
Oh,
Sir,
okay.
what is the PT score for this KAPS, sir?
Yeah, so this is very good question. English basically required 2 times. Okay. First English requirement when you are applying your visa. Okay. So when you are applying visa, even if you have a 6 in IELTS or 50 in PT, you can apply your visa and you might get the invitation also. So earlier I showed some videos. So there is Sijo Matthew and this guy Rajesh. So they are very difficult. They are not getting 7 band in IELTS or 65 in PT, but they got already the visa. Okay, so they are coming to Australia, but they cannot practice in Australia as a pharmacist. They got already visa. Okay, they only can practice once they completed 7 band individual in IELTS or 65 in PTE. So visa you can apply even 50 in PTE, but to register yourself as a pharmacist, you need 65 individual. Understood, Valmiki?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, next, please. Yes, guys. Your question? Any question? So maximum are from Kerala and Andhra Pradesh?
No, sir, I'm Telangana.
Telangana, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Telangana and Andhra now is the 2 separate states, right?
Yeah.
I think last week our team went in the Telangana. So we had, I think, several webinars in Hyderabad, 5-6 colleges. Yes.
Is there any exam in pharmacy?
Can you please repeat that question once again? It was not audible.
Sir, is there any pharmacist exam in Tamil Nadu?
You mean that exam center in Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir.
Yes, in Chennai, Bangalore and Hyderabad. So in South India, there are 3 exam centers. So Chennai have 1 exam center, 1 in Hyderabad and 1 in Bangalore.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have a lot of students basically from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. More than maybe 200, 300 students. A lot of students pass this exam. They are in practicing in Australia right now.
Sir, we want to qualify IELTS exam.
English exam, any English, whether it is PTE or IELTS or OET, any one test you need to pass.
Okay, sir.
Yes, next please.
Sir, last one question, sir. For in your academy, most PR without no experience states
Victoria, South Australia, Western Australia.
Okay.
Even New South Wales also issued last week one visa. There is one Hyderabadi student, but he is in, or he came to in Australia to study here Master of Public Health. Okay.
Okay.
So he also got 491 visa.
Okay. Victoria is generally it is very good like that.
Yeah, I mean, in Australia, two main cities, Sydney and Melbourne. So this Victoria is the Victoria means that the Melbourne. Melbourne is a very good city, I can say.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, is it desirable to study in Australia first before starting to work there?
Yes, if you have 50 lakh extra money, then you can. Otherwise, I am not recommended to anyone to come study visa. Actually, a lot of education agents are there in Hyderabad. Don't mind basically, if you are maybe talk to anyone. But in general, so if you go to any consultancy, they will say you have to go to study first and then you will get the visa and you will get the job. So they basically, they got commission in the admission. So they will say it like this. So if you go to any consultancy, they don't know about the KAPS to become a pharmacist. But once you are in Australia, then only in this course there is no PR and no job. What next? So there is one student last week joined academically. So luckily, I give you one story basically. So I was there is one place called Parramatta. It's called Little India in Australia, in Sydney. So I booked basically Uber car, I mean taxi, and this taxi driver is a from India. So I just talked to him, what is your name, what you're doing. So he told me, sir, I'm doing, I did sir MPH. Then I guess he must be a healthcare professional. He did MPH. So I asked him, you are a pharmacist? Then he said, yes, sir, I'm pharmacist. From where? So I told, sir, I'm from Andhra Pradesh. So I asked him, what are you doing? I mean, you're driving taxi. So he told us, sir, I don't know, I'm struggling last 5 years. I'm not getting any PR, So I guide him. Now he's our student and he's going to write hopefully the exam, in March or maybe in this November, So many students, basically the agent, they just got the admission, come to Australia. And now once you are in Australia, so you have to earn the money because you need to pay the fees to the universities. You have no time to think. So like your 3, 4, 5 years, you will waste basically. So this is the right time for you. You just, pass the exam, come to Australia. You already plan. You are basically pharmd graduate, most of you. Like you have to plan accordingly. What you want to do in your life. Don't waste your time, especially in studies and all those things. Even many students are going for US from Andhra Pradesh, I know, and they are going. Very difficult to survive. They are 5 years, 6 years, 8 years. Still, they are struggling to get PR. They are doing a green card. Not very easy there. But in Australia, you can get within few months you get your PR, your citizenship within 3 years. Very easy for Australia, for pharmacists especially. Yes, Muhammad Rahil, how are you?
Yes, sir, I'm fine. Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Good. Yes, Rahil, what's your question?
Yeah, so I'm recently joined this pharmd. When this pharmd will complete after graduation, am I audible to you?
Yes, I'm audible. Yes, you're audible. You are in which year in pharmd?
I'm first year.
So long, I can't, comment like you have to be like very long journey around after 5 years, what is going to be, in pharmacy. But I can say you just,
Actually,
study well.
No, is this pharmacy like clinical pharmacist? Right?
You're just a pharmacist, whether you are doing Pharm D or B Pharm. There is no clinical pharmacy concept. In India, there is a concept in clinical pharmacy, some hospital they are hiring, but they are paying 15,000 rupees. Apollo Hospital hiring clinical pharmacist, but he's paying 15,000 rupees. In Hyderabad, not able to even find a one BH, one bedroom house, on rental 15,000 rupees. So no salary basically they are giving it. They are giving just the title. So there is no use for the title. If you want to work in abroad, you basically a pharmacist, and separately, if you want to clinical pharmacist or if you want to do something else in your life, you can.
Okay,
Now
then
that
I can
years
work
you
as.
just really focus on your study. So that's why I can give you the advice. Try to get more marks, whatever you can.
Sir, I have one doubt. Now I am not doing any job, sir. In the upcoming November KAPS exam, I am at home only. Can I clear the exam within this short duration, sir?
You can basically, to sit in the exam, this is not in our hand and in your hand. We have to apply to Australian Pharmacy Council, okay? And they will check your document. They will contact you, your university, your registration. They will check. So it take around 2 months, okay?
Okay.
And before October, if you completed this, then might be you can sit. Otherwise, you have to go to sit in the March exam only. Because this is a very, very short time, just 2 months left to sit in the exam.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. But March, 100% you can sit and you can pass this exam.
Sir, one question. For academically, this one is the right coaching. So I should start from the first year only, or
No, yeah,
should
it's just a 3-month coaching. You only need once you are in, at least you are doing internship. Before internship, I am not recommended to anyone. This is not something, you're not going for IAS exam or something, you or IIT JEE exam to prepare yourself for 5 or 6 years. It's just a KAPS exam. It's just 3 months.
yes, sir. Yeah.
Actually,
Actually, I was preparing.
those are pharmacy intern, they can join. But before that, I don't recommend, don't just, this is not a very tough exam. You need 2-3 years study and write this exam.
Okay, so actually, I was a NEET student. I was preparing for the NEET in a dropper year. So I was not able to crack that. So I came to this field.
Yeah, this is the main problem. Those are not cracking MBBS. They come to pharmacy and they think that, so,
What? Pardon me, sir.
I mean, many students they try first for MBBS and they did not get the seat and they come to pharmacy. This is very, very common in India.
Yes, sir. Like many, like from like more than MBBS, very much scope there in pharmd.
Now you already joined, you will know the real scope. Your seniors basically they will guide you basically, But I can say, this is 6-year course, and but be positive, and work basically some different skills also apart from pharmacy from your school. Then that will be good for you.
So what is the difference between clinical pharmacist and clinical pharmacologist? Few hospitals are hiring clinical pharmacologist also.
I don't know why they are hiring. There is no use clinical pharmacology. Generally, clinical pharmacologists, those are a MD in pharmacology. So they hire for them. So all the hospitals, generally, they hire manager as a clinical pharmacologist. Rest of them, they hire B Pharm, M Pharm, or PharmD. They are paying very low salaries for them, This is like this, So they just give the title, They are just playing because they need JCI accreditation. These hospitals, they need. Otherwise, if they are no need for accreditation, they will not hire any clinical pharmacist in India. Even government itself is not recognizing them. There is no clinical pharmacist job even in AIMS or any other big hospitals, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, guys, any other questions or we can finish here? Okay, then. Thank you so much. I think we already give you this form in the chat box. So please fill this form so that Shiva will get back to you. Okay, one-on-one.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We gained a lot of insights, sir.
Bye. Or you can please get in touch to Shiva, or Israel if you have any questions, so he will connect to me, later on as well. And please wish you all the best. And please, you are pharmacy graduate, I know. So work hard and try to go abroad as soon as possible. Don't waste your time in India. I also was the same pharmacy student in India, lot of expectation. Then I invest my lot of time invest basically in India. So if you want to do something in your life with your pharmacy degree, the only option you have to go abroad. In India, nothing you can do with pharmacy. Maybe just 15, 20, 30,000 you can earn, nothing more than that, any pharmacy. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.